Today, we're talking about how to increase your organic reach. Welcome to the We Are Slam Show, a show where we share best practices, insights, and ideas to help your business grow. My name's Tyler Kelly, and I'm here with my co-host, Michael T. Johnson, and today we're talking about how to increase your organic reach.
Now, you may have noticed recently that your organic reach on most networks and even in search, it's like getting harder and harder to rank, to be found. And you've probably found lately that organic reach for your business or your brand has just kind of plummeted. So we're going to talk today about some things that you can do specifically to get that organic reach back up and to kind of hack what's going on so that you can be seen by your audience or your customers again.
All right, so the first way to kind of hack your organic reach, especially in social media, is as a marketing director or business owner, pay attention to what the networks are promoting in your feed or in your notifications.
Yeah, and a lot of times networks like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, like all of them, they'll introduce a new feature and they will promote that new feature, meaning you'll get a boost above the typical algorithm. So if you pay attention to what's new and what's happening, you can usually kind of be the first in on that new feature and game the algorithm and get more organic reach.
Recently, some of the things that the networks are promoting would be like live video.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure every network is promoting live video.
Yeah,
right now,
across the board, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, like any network that has live video is promoting it. You get preference in the algorithm for live video.
So what that means is if one of your friends or a brand that you follow, if they go live on Facebook, let's say, you're going to get a notification that says so-and-so just went live. That notification is a hint that that's what the network is promoting. And so if you see that happening like it is with live video right now, then maybe if you want to increase your organic reach, start doing some live video.
So there's a couple specifics like we've seen on Facebook where Facebook is introducing things like premieres and watch parties. And this is a way to get more eyes on videos. Tyler and I have both tried the watch party thing and we ended up getting like lots of good conversation in the comments on videos that we had already released. So it's a great way to get some engagement on some of your content.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be your content. You can put anybody's videos in that watch party. The key is that you're there, you're having a conversation with your followers and answering their questions. So if you haven't gotten around to, investing in video yet, maybe go out and find somebody's video that speaks to, what you want to speak to and kind of own that in the watch party and speak on behalf, of that content.
A couple other notables. Obviously we have stories in Facebook now that I think is really underutilized. There's some space to like kind of gain some ground there. We also have live in Instagram.
And we've got stories in LinkedIn as well.
Yeah, just released.
And so, stories aren't necessarily like the hot new thing, but in networks like Facebook, not everyone's doing stories, and they're not necessarily putting them in your notifications, but it's right at the top of the phone or the top of your page, however you're browsing Facebook. And if there's not that many people doing them, then your face is going to be there more often than not in your followers or in your friends' feeds.
It's a great way to stay in front of them.
Exactly. And so with LinkedIn just launching stories, same thing, get on top of that. Now, these are some hacks to kind of, get in and take advantage of what the networks are currently promoting. But really, like, to get sustainable organic growth and reach is by creating engaging content. You knew we weren't going to leave that one out.
Right. And a lot of people create content just to be there, kind of fill space. And really, with almost every algorithm and every social network, if you're just filling space, you're actually like doing harm to yourself because those networks are showing it to less and less people. You become more and more irrelevant to your audience by doing that.
So, get this through your head, create engaging content. The best way to create engaging content is to know the viewer, know the reader, know your audience, and create content that's relevant to them, their struggles, their questions. If they have a question, anticipate those questions that viewer or that audience is going to ask so that you can create content that pops up and shows up in the moment that they're asking that question.
And it was either like, hey, this is exactly what I was looking for, or you're trying to garner engagement, comments, and questions from them. So really the mark of engagement isn't just somebody liking your posts. It's somebody commenting and sharing things that you've created.
Definitely. And so we just introduced briefly this idea of creating content as a solution to a problem that somebody might have.
Yeah.
You have to anticipate this, because now, like, the third way to increase your organic reach is to optimize for search.
And you can do this by like doing some research on what your audience is actually interested in, the things they're looking for. Like Tyler said earlier, their problems, the questions they have. If you create content that directly addresses a problem someone having that they're going to type into a search bar, they're going to come across your content.
All right, so if this whole idea of optimizing for search is something that's new to you, or, I mean, SEO obviously is not new, but maybe you just haven't really had an opportunity to sit down and optimize for search, then what you want to do is anticipate those questions and anticipate how people in the search engines are going to type those questions into the search engines. And, you know, there's some stat like 95% of all searches are brand new searches daily, right? And so it's not always going to be exactly what you think. It probably isn't going to be exactly what you think. So get creative and kind of put yourself in the shoes of your audience, of your buyer, and say, how is this person going to search? And do that. Go to Google and start to make those searches and see what pops up, because that's going to help you to kind of follow that path. Because you might not find what you're looking for the first time, and you might change your search, and then you might not find it, and then you'll change it again. And then when you get closer to the content on that search engine results page that is answering your question, then you know that that's one of the searches that you want to go after.
Now, one of the things to remember as you're being creative with creating that content and trying to keyword and title that content is that human beings are still going to look at it. So you want to follow those best practices, get the right keywords, like get the right things in your content. But remember that if it's like spammy and looks unnatural, people probably aren't going to click on it.
Yeah, a huge part of search engine optimization is how do people engage with your content after they click through. If they don't engage or they immediately click back, then all of your SEO was for naught, because you will immediately get bumped out of those search results for having irrelevant content.
Yeah, it's the same thing that happens in social when you create stuff that's not relevant to people. You're actually telling the algorithm to stop showing stuff to people.
All right, so if you have questions about how to increase your organic reach, hit us up in the comments, send us an email at create@slamagency.com. We want to hear from you. If you're listening to this on a podcast network, please subscribe, rate, and review. We would appreciate that. And send us your questions, because in a future episode, we're going to answer your questions on the air. And thank you for tuning in.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you just watched, subscribe, then hit that bell. You'll be the first to be notified when new content goes live. After that, you can watch more videos from Slam Agency. We've picked something we think you'll love.